That's the end of 2025, and we all know Marvel had a lot of good stuff coming out of it, but like everybody else, I got my favorites too. So here's my top 10 favorite grabs of the Marvel Legends of 2025. And at the 10th spot, we got Mystique. Now this is a figure I wasn't really like anticipating or nothing like that, but it's a good looking figure. At first, I was a little bugged out by the way that the middle of her waist belt was not really attached to the figure, but once you start articulating it, it makes sense that it's loose, so it can kind of move around with the movements of the figure. It did come with this extra head of, I guess it's her shape shifting into Madeline Pryor or Jean Grey maybe. It is just really a visually stunning piece. It really photographs and films very well. And at number 9, we got the Mark 72 Iron Man Mysterio armor. This is also called the Sentinel Buster. And I remember they debuted this in the comic books, and this is a dope look. This is a nice look on it. Especially the way it's kind of so stripped down, but yet looks so high tech in the way it's kind of pieced together. You know, the separation of the chest pieces and the arms and everything like that. So when I saw they was making this figure, I was like, yeah, I might have to get up on this one. Some critiques on it. It didn't come with any good accessories, honestly. You get the typical blasters with the Iron Man armors and things like that. Other than that, I'm still happy with the figure. It's still a good look. It's just the pop of that red and that black. It just works, man. It's so sleek looking. Could have some more accessories, but we're still good. And at number 8, we got the Gamerverse Venom. This was a sleeper hit. Honestly, I'm kind of off and on Venom fan, but I really got that thing just to get my hands on the Captain America. But once I seen this thing and got it out the box, yeah, it's kind of dope. And what they're doing with it, it just works for me, man. And like the articulation of it, and even how they did the mask, you know, not so much the other head sculpt with the tongue, but it's just how they had the other one where you see part Eddie Brock and you see the mask kind of either peeling back or maybe peeling on. Hey, choose your own adventure. But yeah, I was really surprised at how much I like this thing. So that's why it's in, was that the 8th spot? Yeah, it's 8th spot. So yeah, this is a good one. This is a good pickup. This is a dark horse pickup. So this is a surprise. And at the 7th spot, sometimes they say simplicity is the best. And that's what we got here. This Silver Surfer is clean. Now, I will say you could have used some power effects with it. They would have like really took it over the top for me. But yeah, man, it's one of my favorite characters. So yeah, this is a peak pickup. At number 6, we got Deathbird. Now this one right here, this is a good look. I love what they did with the design on this one. I was always a Deathbird fan. And so when I seen it was coming, again, gotta get my hands on it, but I didn't know how good this would look. It's the colors of it, you know, her headdress, even the piping that, as far as we know, don't do nothing. Even the piping on her uniform and everything, and how they did the details on like her cape, and you see the feathers, you know, it gets the texture to it. This was a great pickup, great design. I didn't know it was going to be this good until I got it in my hands. So yeah, that's why she's at that spot. And at the 5th spot, we got Outback Storm. And look, I'm not even going to she's this high strictly for nostalgia purposes. The Outback Squad is one of our favorites, if not the favorite team. And we've been waiting for this version of Storm to cap off that squad. They really didn't do too much with the design-wise. It's basically a repaint of the Jim Lee version of the X-Men. I think they did something new with the hair. I may be wrong with that. But it's still not a cheap-looking figure. It's still a great-looking figure. And even with the Thunderbolt hair, it's not just painted on, it's actually sculpted in. Only demerit I would give it is I wish Marvel Legends would finally graduate to the soft good era with the wire work, because her little cape, whatever you want to call it, it's just flimsy as hell. But yeah, I'm happy. That just puts me that much closer to my Outback Squad. And I'm just waiting for the correct Colossus and a proper Psylocke, and we're good. And not to be outdone, we got the 4th spot, the X-Men, Mr. Cyclops himself, Scott Summers. And yeah, this is a tough one. This is one of my favorites. This is the Scott Summers Cyclops from the X Factor era. This is a great figure, top to bottom. Again, they're not reinventing the wheel here. It's the standard body mold you're going to get with these, but it's the paint application. It's just the color pop of that yellow and that blue, and like Obviously, the articulation is there. The pose is great. But what takes it over the top with this is just that optic blast, especially when you add the additional piece on the front end of it to have like kind of the explosion of it. It just gives it such ability to be more dynamic when you pose it. And I'm still trying to beef up my whole Cyclops cachet. It's a couple more I got to get my hands on, but for now I got this version of the X Factor era, and I also have his blue and white version. So yeah, it's looking real nice. And at the number 3 spot, we got the Ultimate Iron Man. And this one was a bit of a surprise. Honestly, I didn't even care for this uniform when it was in the comic books. And just looking at it, once I got it in the hand, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Kind of going back to the whole Mark 72 suit. That yellow and the gold, the red, and the black, it just pops. It just works every time. But it's just something about this suit, man. It's so weird. It's so clunky, and like, again, it looks futuristic, but yet it looks stripped down at the same time. And the helmet is just kind of angular and almost alien. It just has no kind of humanoid form to it. It poses great, stands up great. It photographs excellent. I've taken some great pictures with this thing. This is one of my favorite Iron Man suits. Maybe not in the comics necessarily, but as far as my figures that I have in my collection, this one is lights out. At the number 2 spot, we got Rachel Summers, the Phoenix. And yeah, they rocked with this one. They rocked it out with this figure. It is, again, it's simplistic. It's not a lot going on, but what they did with it, oh yeah, this is dope. Once I got it home and got it out the pack, and yeah, this is lights out. This is lights out. I mean, it's such a great, clean paint application. It's a great head sculpt. The hair and everything. Even when you do the head switch out and have her, activate her powers, or her hound effect, whatever you want to call it. The spike studs down the suit. This is just a really clean and great look. And then with the power effects, just takes it to that next level. Once you get it in hand, and it really just takes it up a notch. So yeah, this has had to be up on the number 2 spot. And at the number 1 spot, you already knew. I mean, people have been raving about this thing already for months. It's the Gamer vs. Captain America. Look, this is right now my favorite Captain America figure by far. Still trying to get my hands on that 20th anniversary cap that's going to drop. And I just pre-ordered that from Hasbro Pulse. But until that gets here, and even once it gets here, I'm not too sure it's going to be able to beat it out. Maybe by a margin, but other than that, this thing is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. But really, it's about the articulation of this thing. It is so clean. The articulation is so smooth. You can do so many dynamic poses with it. By far, the best Cap figure from Marvel Legends. You might argue that with some other manufacturers, but with Marvel Legends, this is it. That's the top right there. You can't beat that one. It could have made the shield bigger. I'll say that much. The shield could have been a little bit bigger, but this is it. This is lights out. So that's number 1. All right, so that's it for my top 10 for Marvel Legends drops for 2025. See you on the other side.